Indeed, God sends people to help in mysterious ways. Like He sends people out of nowhere. That lady that sent me, that brought me water and the pretzels. Indeed, the ways in which works and sends people to can be mysterious and awe-inspiring. While there may not be a specific verse that directly addresses this concept, there are biblical passages. Hebrews chapter 13:2, do not neglect to show hospitality to strangers, for thereby some have been entertained by angels unawares. In this verse, the author of Hebrews encourages believers to practice hospitality, and phrasing that by doing so, some have unknowingly entertained angels. This verse highlights the possibility that God may send individuals, even angelic beings in human form, to aid and bless us. This verse reminds us of the importance of showing kindness and hospitality to others, as we never know when God may be working through someone to bless or help us. It encourages us to be open and receptive to unexpected encounters and to treat others with love and compassion. Practically, we can apply this lesson by being attentive to the needs of those around us, attending and helping hand, and showing kindness even to strangers. It reminds us to approach each interaction with an open heart and willingness to be used by God to bless others. Acts chapter 8, verse 26, verse 29, and now an angel of the Lord said to Philip, rise and go toward the south to the road that goes down from Jerusalem to Gaza. This is a desert place, and he rose and went. And there was an Ethiopian, Enoch, a court official of Candace, queen of the Ethiopians, who was in charge of all her treasure. He had come to Jerusalem to worship and was returning, seated in his chariot, and he was reading the prophet of Isaiah. In this passage, an angel of the Lord directs Philip to go toward a specific road where he encounters an Ethiopian Enoch, who is reading the scriptures. Philip then proceeds to explain the good news of Jesus to him, leading to the Enoch's conversion and baptism. This passage illustrates how God intentionally guides and sends individuals to specific people and situations. It reminds us of the importance of being sensitive to God's leading and obedient to His promptings. Practically, we can apply this lesson by seeking God's guidance and being attentive to His voice in our lives. It encourages us to be open to divine appointments and to seize opportunities to share the love and truth of Jesus with others. This verse also reminds us that God can use ordinary individuals like Philip to play significant roles in His plan, and that we too can be instruments of His grace and assistance to others. While the specific ways in which God sends people to help remain mysterious to us, these verses remind us to be open, hospitable, and responsive to God leading. They encourage us to trust in His providence and to be willing vessels through which we can work to bring aid, comfort, and blessings to those around us. I'm waiting for that to come on. This mosquitoes are itching me. You're absolutely right. God does work in mysterious ways and often uses unexpected means to help and provide for His people. Throughout the Bible, we see examples of God using unlikely sources to care for His chosen ones, like feeding Elijah through ravens, as you mentioned. This shows His creativity and sovereignty. When we are in difficult situations, it's a comfort to remember that God sees our needs and can send help from any direction, even for people we never imagined. We have not always understand why certain strangers cross our path or how they are connected to God's plans, but we can trust that if they come to provide aid, it's no accident. Relying on God's mysterious yet faithful provisions build dependence on Him rather than our own means or abilities. This strengthens our faith. His mysterious ways of caring for us serve to magnify His glory and remind us that no person is beyond His reach and power to use. In the midst of challenges, looking for how God works keeps our focus on Him rather than circumstances. He always faithful. Thank you for the reminder that our wise God specializes in mysterious help sent just in time. We can rest in His love and sovereignty even when His plans aren't fully clear.